My parents, they fled from our home country, Iran, like 30 years ago, to come to Canada to have me and my brother to, give us a better life. So, and I know all the stories that my dad had to go through, my mom had to go through with no money. My dad has one leg. He had to drive taxis. People would run out on him, not even pay him.
Your dad has one leg?
Yeah. He
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I swear you knew that.
I didn't meet him, or maybe he was sitting down.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So because he had cancer twice.
Oh my God.
And they had to amputate his leg at the knee and take out half of his lung when he had cancer. It was all in the same 3-4 years when he was like 23. So before he even had me and my brother. And so like seeing him and like hearing his story, obviously I wasn't there when he went like to witness what he had to go through, but the shit he had to go through to get to where he is now. And like, he became like a very successful engineer and like provided for his family all those years. That's the drive. I get it from him and my mom, who like had to fucking work through like 17 different jobs in random restaurants to like, as a chef, as like a, cause like she didn't really have proper education because she had to raise my brother and I. So like she couldn't even go to school. So what she had to do is make ends meet by like taking a bus to this job, then go to that job, then work here, and like get constantly disrespected by people because like you're an immigrant, like no one gives a fuck. Like you're making cash, like. So that's the drive. It's like I want to almost like be an extension of them, but like they set me up for me to do this now, so that in the future I can fucking fully like give them what they've always wanted,
Amazing.
So that's where it comes from.
That's awesome.
I don't know if it's a long ass answer.
You were gonna ask him about like what it's like growing up as an artist in a family, like an immigrant family like that, because we've all gone through that shit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even like the story you give right now, like I feel like my parents have like, or we probably all have the same story. Yeah. There's that like that trauma sort of that the parents went through, and they like pass it on to you through their stories, and it's just like you don't want like there's I think for me it's like this fear of mediocrity. Like you don't want to just live a normal life. You want to just I don't know, step out of your comfort zone and just so you can give something back to them, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, that comes with parents that are always like, oh, why don't you get a real job? Why don't you become a doctor, an engineer,
lawyer,
fucking lawyer, excuse the language, or whatnot. Like, how did that go through, like, in your household? Because I'm sure Persian parents are like, hey, why don't you do the real job, buddy? Hey.
Yeah. They're all like that.
All three of us. I mean, you too. Oh, you're a rapper, so it's like,
and you're a fucking West Indian.
Yeah,
that's even crazier.
So like, my thing is like, what's it like? What's your artist story with your working class upbringing? Because they leave the country, or they leave the trauma, or they leave whatever for a better life, and then like, it's like, oh, by the way, mom, I'm an artist.
Yeah, I know. It's almost like a slap in the face.
Yeah,
it's like,
right?
What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Yeah, they don't understand.
Well, that's the thing. For me, especially doing comedy out of all things, like, they're funny people. My parents and Persian people in general are usually funny people. Like every fucking, like just humor is just a part of their lifestyle. Like having fun, like dancing, singing, like making jokes. It's a big thing in our culture. And so naturally I already had that, but for me to do it as a career is a whole other thing that they never understood, obviously, because they can't do comedy in Iran under that regime. Are you crazy? Like, you'll get your head cut off. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nuts. So like the fact that like they came here and like they obviously didn't expect me to become a comedian, but in a way I was actually very lucky because my parents were like actually a rare percentage of Persian parents, Middle Eastern parents, who were very supportive off the bat, regardless of what I did. They just wanted me to like find my thing and do it well and go all in. Yeah. And when I told them I wanted to do comedy, I actually dropped out of school, and I told them afterwards. They're obviously a little upset and disappointed, but like also unsure of what I was really going into. Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, like they saw how convicted I was and how much I wanted to do it. They're like, all right, man, like if you're gonna do it, like then you like at least like go 100% in. Yeah. And that's like the thing my dad said to me at the beginning that I'll never forget. Like every time I want to like chill or like do something I don't want to do, I just remember him saying that, and then that's what keeps me driving forward more.
But like you say, out of those 9 years, how many years or maybe months did it take for your parents to be like, okay, I see this is what he wants. I'm gonna, and your dad gave you that advice. Like how long did it take them to fully express their support?
Yeah. I mean, well, at first, like my mom was crying. I remember because she's worried. She's a mom, and she's like, "How are you gonna make money? How is this possible? How is it money? What do you mean comedy? You're a joke, right?" Like they don't know. Like they have no idea, right?
You're a joke.
How can you be joke and make career? Like I don't get.
That's funny.
Very funny, right? Like, but like
I see that. Though.
But they kind of like had to support at the beginning, but they really start to like fully back me when they saw how much I was grinding every night. I was going out for 2 years straight at school. I went to a comedy school and they had a bunch of courses, but
wow.
at nights, as soon as like the school's done, I would go downtown, take the streetcar an hour with crackheads, go to downtown, sign up at an open mic, be like third or fourth or fifth, and then go to another open mic on that streetcar, sign up there. And then by the time like that show started, I'd go back there, do a 5-minute spot in front of 3, 4, 5 other comedians who also didn't give a fuck because they're waiting for their turn. And then I went to the other open mic, do my shit. And then at the end of the night, after you've bombed all night for 3, 4 years straight, every single time at like 12, 1, sometimes 2 a.m., I would have to take that streetcar all the way back to Etobicoke where I was living at the time, with more crackheads shooting up in the streetcar.
Fuck.
Just for like stage time. You know what I'm saying? Like that. If you told someone who didn't know anything about comedy like that, like routine, they'd be like, "Are you insane? Yeah. Like, why are you doing it for no money? You're losing money."
People don't get it.
They don't get it.
That's hunger.
Yeah,
it's like an
100%.
ultimate investment. It's like a big.
It's a huge investment.
Any kind of great investor knows that he has to take a bigger risk to get a bigger reward, and that's kind of like
exactly. Yeah.
If you're an artist, you have to put that in